I'm going to talk about this very important revelation I just had, because this post that Electric Bean made on Instagram, it fucking completely resonates with me, and it resonates with, my spiritual journey. You get what I'm saying? So, I feel like dude has helped me out in many ways, and I'm gonna explain everything, bro. But this is what he says. No amount of research is going to do the shadow work for you. The biggest rabbit hole isn't in satanic pedophilia rings, digital ID chips, or even being in a archonic luge farm. It's you. You are the biggest secret. The internal work is what brings real change. Know thyself. So I'm going to read everything. If you've been paying attention, there seems to be an extreme focus on politics, aka politics, and the circus theater again. Is watching a bunch of clowns going to reveal anything? What are you being so vigilant about? Always looking out there, but never looking within. Stop falling for the news and always getting caught in its headlines. The distractions, the constant fucking never-ending cycle. That's what he's trying to say. So he says, start focusing on the real target that matters, or keep getting caught in the news. This is where activities like meditation, breathwork, sun gazing, yoga, and mindfulness, even just exercise, have their noteworthy value. You must begin analyzing, questioning, and interrogating who you are, what you want, and will be to make this process work. When one realizes the real implications we are under outside of some new age philosophy, probably talking about the spiritual and the conscious community, one will do everything in their power not to come back. I don't know, he's talking about reincarnation, maybe he is, I don't know. But he says, pointing the finger and blame at external deities will not be of much help in this regard. So I believe when he says blaming external deities, I think he's talking about the elites. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody blames the elites, the government, the powers that be for everything. I believe that's what he's trying to say. But it says, are you engineering your reality, or are you allowing an external influence to do it for you? The question is, are you grappling with the time you spend doing what you do because you love it, or because some foreign external force gravitated your focus elsewhere? Are you loving how you're spending borrowed and implement time within this current physical carnation until the assumed recycling of Samsara? I don't know what he's talking about. He says it's tedious and almost abnormal. Okay. So y'all can read this, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So y'all can read this when you have time. So I'm just going to read what he said down here. So he says, woke has become the new sleep. What good is coming across all this information if it's not being used to enhance and improve your life, including those around you? If it's not serving your quest to ultimate self-realization, then it's time for a new subject. Do your diligence, but don't allow yourself to be consumed by information to the point you're neglecting your mental, physical, or spiritual health. Unfortunately, it seems like a common thing in this so-called community. We know awakening isn't all peaches and cream like it's made out to be, but it's not all doom and gloom either. Listen up, y'all. All this information provided is neutral. You make that potential energy kinetic with the polarity you choose to absorb such information and thus display in your daily actions. Imagine spending a whole lifetime looking into conspiracies, neglecting your trinity. I don't know what he means, you're neglecting your Trinity. I don't know what that means. Maybe your mind, your consciousness, just to be recycled back into samsara for another go around is a perfect trap. So he's probably talking about reincarnation, I'm assuming. He says, forget them for a moment. Being parasitic and evil is in their nature. How are you serving your life's purpose? Are you entirely immersed and aware of this moment you are in? What habits of self-cultivation are you invested in? Remember that this material reality is an illusion. Maya, the mind of God, is limited to those who are solely invested in materialistic. Then he says, remember, everything and nothing can be used as a catalyst for your enlightenment. Real activism is tapping in and embodying the change you want to see. Truth seekers must seek truth in themselves. With no knowledge of self, there's no knowledge of God. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and sum up what he said or what I think he means, and I'm just going to sum it up in my own words so you guys can understand and understand the point. So what I think Electric Being is trying to say is why do people, especially the masses, the people that are in the so-called conscious and spiritual community, and niggas that are in the truther community. So what I think Electric Being is trying to say is, why do people in general focus on shit that is outside of their control? Why do people focus on shit that is outside of them? Like, why do people focus on fucking distractions on social media? You know what I'm saying? Distractions on the news, you know, shit like that. Like, why do fucking people focus or put all of their energy into shit that is outside of them instead of focusing on yourself and trying to be the best person that you can be? I will admit this, guys. I used to be in the so-called truther community, and, you know, I have changed since 2020 because I'm going to admit this shit right now, bro. Like, I used to be that type of person that used to focus on so-called conspiracies. You know, I used to focus on, you know, the physical, maybe the physical more than the spiritual. Okay, what I'm trying to say is I used to focus on all these motherfucking distractions, like politics. You know, I used to focus on so much on what the elites are doing, you know, government operation this, adrenochrome, you know what I'm saying? All that, you know, low level shit, you know what I'm saying? I used to focus on so much low level shit, and now I'm trying to focus on learning high level shit. You get what I'm saying? I used to be focused on, or I used to put all my goddamn energy into all these motherfucking distractions, y'all. And, you know, like I said, I know it's important to know what, you know, the different type of, I know it's important to know what the things the government has done in the past, this and that. But it was getting to the point where, you know, I was focusing so much on external shit that my ass kept getting caught in fucking loops. You know what I'm saying? I kept getting caught in circles over and over again, and I felt like, you know what I'm saying, I wasn't getting anywhere in life. You know, I felt like I was stagnant or I was stuck. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if y'all ever had that feeling. It's like when you're on your spiritual journey, you know, you feel like you're stuck. And you feel like you can't ascend to like the next level of higher knowledge or higher consciousness. It's like you feel like something is holding you back, you know what I'm saying, from ascending to the next level. So it's like you question yourself, and it's like, what am I doing with myself? Like, is this type of information going to help me ascend to the next level, or is it going to help me manifest my goals? Is it going to help me manifest my dreams that I want in my life. Because I know it's like, I can't just sit down and, just meditate and not do nothing. I have to put in the work for whatever goal I might have or whatever I might want to do in this lifetime. You feel me? And I focused so much on what the elites are doing, on all this other external distractions and shit. Like, I was like so much, to a certain extent, I was putting myself in unnecessary amounts of fear because all these truthers, or what they want to call truthers, were talking about this negative shit all day, talking about New World Order, all this shit, control, blah, 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 blah. I know about that. But it's like, why didn't these truthers, talk about positive shit instead of being motherfucking negative all the time? You feel what I'm saying? Because, like, I feel like the government has been paying agents to make, truther accounts talking about negative shit all day. Government this and government that. And like I said, I was worrying about the elite so motherfucking much instead of living my own damn life. And that's what I feel stupid for, to a certain extent. It's like I wasted all my time and energy on shit that I can't control. Another point I'm going to say before I end this video is, or I think Electric Bean is trying to say, is why focus on shit that you have no complete control over? You know what I'm saying? I'm telling y'all, bro, I said the same shit a year ago when people were talking about this Russia and Ukraine fucking distraction. I was like, why focus on shit that's not going to help elevate your mind, your consciousness, your destiny? You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. And I want to talk about another thing. It's like, I want, on this YouTube channel, I might focus a little bit about, maybe the corruption of the government and the system, but that's not going to be the main focus on this channel anymore. The main focus on my Q Dog's Truth channel now is talking about, my spiritual journey and my spiritual growth. You know what I'm saying? And the lessons and the trials and tribulations that I had to go through to become a better person. That's what I'm really going to focus on now. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I'm finally starting to learn my lessons and shit. So, that's all I'm really going to have to say in this video,